aka Hefali. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I know it's been a while, right? Before we get started on what we're here for, let me just say this. It seems like every time I go live on something other than Boruto, I lose subscribers. So, with that being said, I'm going to go live again, all right? Because every time I do a Boruto live, I seem to gain 2 subscribers. So every time I lose 2 subscribers, I'm going to go live. So for all you haters out there, you want me to lose subscribers, I'm going to go live and talk caca mess. Okay? Other than that, we're going to do our Boruto thing. All right? And of course, I have a lot to talk about. Well, not too much, but enough. All right? I just finished reading chapter 31. I'm going to say a quick womp womp because my girl Himawari was not there. Okay? Hey! Um, the whole Kashin Koji as a jerk, I don't care because Jiraiya was way too nice. And if Kashin Koji can't be a perv, then it makes sense for him to be a jerk. Okay? Y'all see I'm trying not to curse? I'm trying my hardest. Hey, Miss Raz, how you? How you, boo? Thank you for joining me today. I ain't talking about these other folks. I'm talking about Boruto. All right. So what else? What else can we talk about? Inojin with the human, trying to protect him. La la la. Who cares, right? I don't care. I'm well, Miss Raz. I'm trying. I don't go live as often as I should. I don't even be on here as often as I should, but I'm here now. I'll be on the other side. Okay, so come check me on the other side where I talk more, I do more. I really need to do more over there. Right now I'm just playing around because, like I said, I'm trying to get my life together. But otherwise, I'm pretty decent. Okay, yeah. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well too. I really do. I do. So let me get back to Boruto. So, what else? What else? I still want Ada to die, and hopefully next chapter, chapter 32, she will. Keeping my fingers crossed. Finally, we get to see what Damon can do, and we hope he can do something, right? Hello everybody, welcome to the room. We all hope that Damon does something. I hope that Damon doesn't leave me the way that I'm left with this chapter, which is I feel nothing, right? I don't feel great about it. I don't feel bad about it. Okay, we see Boruto and we get to see a little bit more karma on his hand. Whoop-de-doo. Okay? Mamushka got dumber. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. I'm here to talk about one thing and one lady only, right? Sarada. So the big to-do about chapter 31 is that Sarada is going blind. And everybody's up in arms about it. Why is Sarada losing her eyesight so quickly? What is this? She has crap genes. They gave her the short end of the stick because Boruto and Himawari, they got 2 powerhouse genes. They got the 2 ends of the first generation hybrid Otsutsuki humans, right? Um, they're this, they're that, they're all of that, and here is Sarada going blind. Child, boo. Y'all know that Sarada has had not the greatest vision since she was pretty much born. Okay? Stop acting like y'all don't know the reasoning behind Sarada needing glasses so early in life. Do you remember why? Well, if you don't remember, I'm very happy to tell you. She got the Sharingan very early, right? Probably around 3 or something. She missed her daddy. She thought he abandoned her. Her Sharingan activated. And after that, she needed glasses. Okay? Remember, the Sharingan is awakened with trauma, and so are the variations of the Sharingan, even leading up to the Mangekyo Sharingan. I think in order to get the Mangekyo, you gotta kill somebody that you love or unalive someone that you love a lot, something to that effect, or that you respect. I think that's how Indra got it, right? And then when they say eternal Mangekyo Sharingan comes, you don't go blind, you good, you this, you that. All right. Indra did not go blind with his Sharingan because he came from more direct lineage of Otsutsuki, correct? Yes. So let's think about it this way. We're going to go from the beginning. Kaguya was full Otsutsuki, okay? And she had children with a human. So now here we are, half Otsutsuki, okay? Created Indra and Ashura, right? The human side left Ashura to look more human and Indra to look the way he looks, right? He looks more human too, but he still got a little bit of Otsutsuki traits. He was fooled into activating the Sharingan, this, that, the third, right? So being half, no, now a quarter Otsutsuki, direct chakra line, direct bloodline. He wasn't able to cry blood or catch a headache or none of that when he activated his Sharingan, right? So the dilution of this bloodline caused the Uchiha clan to have headaches and go blind the more they use their Sharingan and the more they use different techniques from the Sharingan, whether it was Mangekyo or not. Now, I don't quite remember if you need to have Mangekyo Sharingan to do Izanami and Izanagi, right? You may need that, but you know, let's just keep going through the Uchiha bloodline, because if you guys remember your lore, right? The Uchiha were going blind as a group. They were going blind because they were using too much of their eyes. So what did they resort to? Hi there. Hey chef, how you? You good? I'm talking Boruto stuff. I'm gonna be on the other side in a moment. I figured I would come on here because I just finished reading the latest Boruto chapter. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna talk about that on the other side too. Okay, because I think I can do certain things on the other side that I can't do over here. So big up to you. Thank you. All right. So now the Uchiha clan was bleeding from their eyes, catching headaches, and going blind because they were using their little tricks too much and on each other. So then what did they start doing, y'all? They started stealing each other's eyes. Okay? That's what's up, chef. I'm glad to hear it. They started literally stealing each other's eyes. And when I say steal, I mean they would unalive their brother, their sister, their friend, their cousin, and take their eyeballs. Okay? And then use it. Now, I might be mistaken here, but I doubt it. Okay? I highly doubt it. But I might be mistaken, but I'm going to check. I think that most of the Uchiha that we know today had to get a Mangekyo using somebody else's eyeball. They couldn't get Mangekyo on their own. If I'm not mistaken, it's either Mangekyo or Eternal Mangekyo, and I'm definitely gonna check. Maybe I should check right now so I know what I'm talking about. Right? Let's make sure. Thankfully, I got another phone. So y'all give me a second. Y'all give me. They got a new event, boot the back. Child, we gonna go for it. Cause child I need to get my quota. Okay? I needs my quota. My quota. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me check this out real quick. Mangekyo. Mangekyo. You know I ain't spelling it right now. Sharingan. And I know y'all are like, girl, you can't just, you know what I'm saying, talk to Siri or whoever. No, I don't talk to them. I don't talk to AI, child. Let me go. Okay? Let me go. I'm going to look for it. I'm not, we ain't doing all that. Okay? Oh, the Mangekyo Sharingan is an advanced form of the Sharingan that has only been activated by a handful of Uchiha when enduring a traumatic enough experience. That's good to know. They are noted to be the heavenly eyes that see the truth of all creation without obstruction. Very nice. Okay. Boop-a-doo. It is initially awakened by the trauma suffered from the fear or grief of losing someone dear, usually related to their death. So, reading that, should I really be on this kick that, oh, Sarada activated her Sharingan based off of love? All the Uchiha get their Sharingan and XYZ based off of love or fear of losing someone dear. Yeah. Because she awakened her Sharingan with the trauma of fearing that she was going to lose Boruto or grief that she lost Boruto, especially knowing that she's the only person, her and class rep Sumire, knowing who he really was. Everybody else got fooled, including Sasuke. Uchiha have historically misunderstood this criteria as the user needing to be responsible for the person's death. Remember, Black Zetsu changed that stone tablet. And for that reason, they developed the practice of killing their closest loved ones in order to gain the Mangekyo Sharingan. Okay? See, I'm looking for something very specific. I am. Now, what I'm thinking they're going to tell me is if you take someone's eyes, you can get the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. All right. So let me keep reading because I read pretty quick, child. Oh, if a user, child, why they tell me this? Why they tell me this? Because they about to get me upset. Y'all know how they get me upset, child. If a user awakens the Mangekyo in both eyes, they are able to perform Susanoo even without either eyes. So let me hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm quickly reading something. Mm, 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 mm. Now, I just read something, right? It says that the Mangekyo Sharingan retains and enhances all of the Sharingan's generic abilities. In addition to that, the Mangekyo grants powerful abilities that differ between each eyes, though abilities may be similar in nature. Both Sasuke and Itachi have access to Amaterasu's flames, though the extent to which they can use them can differ. Remember, Sasuke took Itachi's eyes. I don't think he took one eye, I think he took both of his eyes. So it would make sense if Sasuke has control over Amaterasu because he has Itachi's eyes. Okay? So, at least Itachi's right eye has Amaterasu and Tsukiyomi, and Sasuke's right eye has shown to be capable of Amaterasu separately. Maybe Sasuke, well, if Sasuke took both of Itachi's eyes, that would be a mystery in itself because you would assume that Sasuke would be able to use Tsukiyomi. But maybe Sasuke only took one eye, and that's why he can only do one thing. Okay, let's go. I want to look for my answer before I get back to that Susanoo comment. Okay, now hold on. Hold on. Who with any joke, Mangekyo Sharingan can be transplanted into Na Uchiha. That's right, because they're talking about Kakashi. Kakashi was able to get Mangekyo Sharingan because he had one of Obito's eyes. Right? So as Obito lost his loved one, which was Rin, right? His eye turned into Mangekyo Sharingan. Haha. So y'all, we're getting closer to what I'm talking about. Okay? We're getting closer now. Whoo, Lord. Do, do, do. Even for true users, usage of the Mangekyo Sharingan's abilities can cause great strain on the user. It drains a considerable amount of chakra when simply activating and maintaining the advanced dojutsu. Even more thorough each technique used. Even more, it can cause considerable damage to their being, leaving the body in agonizing pain and causing deterioration to their vision until eventually overusage leaves them blind. Their vision can be restored by transplanting the eyes of an Uchiha with strong blood ties, ideally a sibling, thus awakening the so-called eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Now, that is what I needed to know. Okay? Now, here's what we doing. All right? Here's what we have to understand. All of the Uchiha were going blind because they were using Mangekyo Sharingan, all these techniques to Kingdom Come. They were killing each other and stealing each other's eyes to restore their vision. And even when they went blind, they can still use their Sharingan powers. So it wasn't hard to, unalive one of their people, one of their siblings, and then pop the eye in, and then they can see, and they have eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. So it is important to understand, right? It is important to understand. I hope y'all heard me. It is important to understand that Sasuke was going blind. Okay? He was. He was going blind. He was bleeding out his eyes. He lost the blindness when he transferred Itachi's eyes into him. Okay? Yes. Who else? Let's think. Who else? Itachi had a sickness beyond going blind, right? That's why Itachi did not survive. He had another illness. He had a chakra illness, before, whatever. He had another illness. He had a chakra illness, right? And that's how he passed away. However, Itachi took an eye from Shisui because Danzo stole one of Shisui's eyes, and Shisui said, "Baby, please take my other eye and hold on to it." So I'm more than certain that when Itachi started going blind in an eye, he replaced it with Shisui's eye, regained his vision, and caught eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Okay? And the list goes on. Toby slash Obito, I'm not sure if he was going blind. He got his whole body crushed and gave Kakashi his winning eye. So he had another eye and that eye was crushed. How was he able to see? The other eye was Madara's eye. Okay? So with that, he got his vision back and he can do what he do. Okay? So we have to understand this. All right? We have to understand that Sarada losing her eyesight is normal. But then they're like, oh my gosh, why is she losing it so quickly? One, she don't have no Uchiha next to her to train her properly on how to have better chakra management. She doesn't have Sasuke to teach her that. He didn't have time. He didn't have energy. He didn't have time. He got caught in the divine tree. He had to go help Boruto. So where was he going to be able to help her figure out what to do? You all say that Sakura, her mama, is stupid, and she kind of is right now too. Because for all that blindness and knowing that it came from her bloodline, she could have figured out how to use her techniques of what she learned to help Sarada do what she do. Remember that 1,000 chakra technique jam that got her a whole bunch of chakra? Yeah, teach your daughter that, not no high powered punch. Okay, teach your daughter that, but she didn't. All right, and you should have taught her as soon as she was asking about Mangekyo Sharingan, right? As soon as she said to her daddy, teach me about Mangekyo Sharingan, he should have been like, hey, mama, can you teach her that chakra thing that you do so well? Yeah, because she needs some chakra reserves. Okay? And then I can teach her all about Mangekyo Sharingan, but they didn't do that. They weren't smart enough for that, right? They could have took a page from Boruto and Himawari. Because remember, Boruto got the Jogan. The first thing they did, they didn't understand what the Jogan was. So they thought he had a Byakugan. First thing they did, take him to Grandpa. They already knew Himawari had the Byakugan. They already knew it was real and all of that. And being different parents, if it was Minato and Kushina who were her parents, she would have been training that Byakugan from the jumpity jump. Okay, they would have taught her how to cultivate that, get the chakra together, all that to be on point. But they ain't do that in a new day and age, huh? But they didn't need to. They actually do need to, though. They should have developed her Byakugan before she even got Kurama. Because now she has no one to train her in the proper ways of whatever. You see the BS? They could have been taught Himawari how to do the 64 palms and all that gentle fist and all that so that she could cultivate that. So when Kurama comes, he knows what to do with her Byakugan. Right now, they flying blind. They should have did the same with Sarada, but they did not. Right now, the only way that Sarada can regain her eyesight is if she destroys Hidari and takes his eyeballs. Or better yet, who knows? Because she might take that Rinnegan as Hidari and then turn into one of the divine trees like Jura, right? So no, we don't want to do that. We want to get that bulb, that soul bulb, back into Hidari so he can turn back into Sasuke, and then they can destroy him and she can take his eye. And then she'll be able to see and have eternal Mangekyo deep as everybody else. I'm not going as deep as everybody else. She didn't have nobody to show her how to properly have chakra management, which is why she's going blind so quick. And I don't even think it's so quick. I just think they didn't discuss it heavily when Sasuke was going through his motion and he was supposed to be a child genius, and so was Itachi. When Itachi was 7, he went over to the Anbu. And I'm sure they taught him proper chakra management while training with the Anbu. right? So he could do all that flyness as a youngin, right? Does Sarah have any of that? No, she ain't got none of that. Remember, it was the time of peace. So technically, it was the time of laziness. All right? Naruto did not know to develop people the way he should. And that was the one mistake that Naruto had. And the one mistake Sasuke had was you were the Shadow Hokage touring all over the place. And what you should have did was shadow your butt to train these kids how to have better chakra management, how to utilize their powers that they're going to get, even if it is a time of peace, because you know the Otsutsuki were coming, right? But if this was their forefathers' time when they were kids, the third Hokage would have known what to do. Orochimaru would have known what to do, which is why I'm sitting here like, where is Orochimaru? Because at least Orochimaru would have been smart enough to say, let me develop these kids properly. But no, ain't no Moto smart enough to do all of that. Now, were they? Unfortunately, right? So, this leads to something else that I have been, 26 minutes? Good. This leads to something else I've been bitching about for a little bit, right? Because if y'all listen to me talk about Boruto and Sarada and all that, I've been waiting for a Susanoo. I want a female Susanoo slapping up people with her Susanoo tetas. And now I know that now that she has Mangekyo Sharingan in both eyes, she can conjure up Susanoo even blind without her eyes. So who's going to tell Sarada that? Huh? Huh? Who's going to tell her that? Oh yeah, trauma. So she awakened her Mangekyo Sharingan. What trauma is she going to have to awaken that Susanoo? And at this point, I'm ready for her to go blind so she can awaken that Susanoo anyway. Huh? Because she need protection. What's going to protect her when she blind? That Susanoo. So let's go. Let's go get it. And what I also want is for Sarada to go blind, awaken her Susanoo. Her mama comes out of wherever she is at, figures out that her husband is a divine tree, hunts him down, unalives him as Sasuke, and gives her daughter his eyes so her baby can see. I need that Sakura to come out. Because Sasuke done unalived her so many times when they were kids. It's her turn for the sake of her baby. Bye-bye, Sasuke. See you later. Bye-bye, Hidari. And bye-bye, Sasuke. I want them both gone now. The other good thing that happened with this chapter was at the end. Finally, Shikamaru says, you know what? We're going to lead Mamushi right to Ada. And Damon goes, oh yeah, you should have did that a long time ago. Yes, you should. You should have did that first because I want Ada to die. I do. I don't need her around. If her dying is not going to undo this omnipotence garbage, then let her go. I don't care who she can manipulate and make fall in love with her because Kawaki don't care. She can't fool him with that. He don't love her. He don't care. So what is her point here? I don't care. She can die. And Damon can be by himself and we can watch him grow up to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let's go that dark. If we're going to go dark with these kids, let's go dark. Okay? If we're going to get all adult with these kids, let's do it right. Let's do it. Let's go. Who has time for garbage? Nobody. Not me. Anyway, it's 7:05. I'm going to go to the other side and take care of business. And I'm going to holler at y'all later. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. I hope you catch a replay because y'all know I got the good theories and all that good stuff. All right. So if you want to read chapter 31, you go ahead. It's a filler. I'm calling it a filler. And don't be mad. Okay? Have a good night. Peace.